Dear Munroe, thank you for your recent letter. I always find it interesting to know what you're up to in the big city. And thank you for the ornamental tea towel. I'll be sure to put it to good use. I'd be lying if I said things were easy going out here. Truth be told, we're having a bit of a rough patch. Firstly, we could do with some rain. It's drier than English wit out here. Any rain'd be good. I'd be happy if someone stopped by just to spit on the driveway. It'd be the most moisture it's seen all year. My irrigation setup's not what it used to be, that's for sure. They talk about some blokes getting so desperate they've thought about doing something silly with a razor blade. There's no risk of that here. I can't find a single razor or sharp knife on the joint, which makes castrating very difficult. Others I've heard have thought about torching their place and claiming the insurance. That's not going to happen here either. Do you think I can find a box of matches? For the life of me I've looked. Consequently, I've been unable to light a fire for branding, but I've managed to make do with a creative solution. As an added bonus, all my good town shirts smell like barbecue steak. Sadly, my best mustering dog Earl passed away, so I've been forced to call on Trixie, who, I'd have to admit, really just isn't cutting it. Still, we persist. As you'd be aware, the price of fuel has skyrocketed, which makes running the tractor uneconomical. It needs a new battery anyway. The replacement workhorse may not have quite as much pulling power, but at least I don't have to step up as far to get into the cab. Speaking of horsepower, I've adopted a new low-impact mustering strategy, partly due to a lack of horses and the motorbike being on the blink. They reckon it's how that Cadell Evans fella started out. You may recall a previous letter in which I mentioned a spray rig I was having trouble with. It finally gave up the ghost. My new method is more focused with less spray drift and there is minimal calibration required. My diet isn't suffering too much. Thankfully I stocked up on milk on my last trip to town, 7 weeks ago. I ran out of fencing staples the other week and the new ones I ordered just aren't working as well as I'd hoped. Yep, it's not too flashy out here at the minute. It could really bog you down if you let it, but I've found something that helps. I talk. I talk to whoever and whatever will listen. And you know what I've discovered? There are plenty of things willing to listen. The trees, the house, the fence posts, the tank, the neighbour, the birds, me horse, the tractor. It doesn't really matter. The point is to let it out. And that's what I'm doing to you right now. Talking with a pen. The more you talk about it, the more you realise you've got a lot to be thankful for. It opens your eyes to what's around. It might just be a single flower in a world of brown that reminds you there's a bigger picture here. Anyway, hope this finds you well. Give my regards to Aunt Esme. Yours sincerely, The Ringer. P.S. Tell Cousin Stu his car is still here whenever he wants it, although it has been out in a bit of weather.